Welcome back to Chukitable Media.
All right, let's start with Nigerian pilot. Protest. Tinubu appeals for calm, says he's working diligently to address all concerns of Nigerians, having listened to their demands. Information Minister says President urges them to exercise patience, that federal government is working assiduously to ensure Nigeria is good, not just for today, but for the future. National Assembly passes new minimum wage bill.
Now to this Nigeria, please don't go on protest. Tinubu urges angry youths. That story is on page 4, and the writer says FG plans payment of unemployed graduate stipends. Minister Idris, anti-Tinubu northern elements not will be behind planned protest, says Masob. That story you'll find, like I said, on page 4 of the paper. And right beside the masthead, no NNPC employee owns or runs blending plant in Malta, says Kiari. But critically, a critical story there is talking about the inflation rates at the bottom of that page.
All right, let's look at leadership here. Leadership talks about National Assembly passes 70,000 new minimum wage bill just above the hardship shelf planned protest. Tinubu begs youths there as well. And you also want to find that Ethiopian picture story of the landslide that killed several people being dug out. Sad.
It's the same protest story that leads on the front page of the Daily Trust. Shelf protest, Tinubu begs Nigerians. Violent protest, ill-advised, IGP. Citizens have constitutional right to complain. That's coming from Atiku Abubakar. Also on the front page of that paper, you will see the story that says Egbetokun may enjoy tenure extension as National Assembly amends Police Act.
You see that when the Gabon president invites Dangote to come and invest in fertilizer plants there. More like saying, if you don't need me, I'm out. All right, the new National Star says, end bad governance protest. I have heard your grievances. Please don't protest. Tinubu begs Nigerians, says federal government addressing current hardship. Atiku backs call for protest. Onananga gets 72 hours ultimatum to apologize. Retract statement as Obi threatens legal action. You also see other stories there talking about 108 rep members call for release of Nnamdi Kanu on page 17.
And Neoma State there too. I think that's also very, very critical. Politicians, Igbo leaders, stakeholders rally around Ned Nwoko. That story also critical there. But let's go to the People's Daily. And it also leads with the story on the planned protest. Shelve planned protest. Tinubu appeals to Nigerians, says government working to make country better. And when you take a look at the story right beneath the masthead, sack NMDPRA boss Akped for sabotaging Dangote refinery, reps tell Tinubu.
We also want to look at that story, nation on urge ahead of August 1st protests. And shelf plan solutions underway, Tinubu pleads. And then bottom page, you also see, can CBN tame the beast? Interest rates soar to 26.75% as Nigeria battles inflation. I think that story we wanted to touch earlier.
Okay, let's go to the Daily Asset. Tinubu Atiku disagree on planned nationwide protest. Shelf demonstration, Tinubu pleads with aggrieved youths, suppressing right direct affront to democracy. Atiku. Let's go now to the bottom of the page. Senate suspends rules, passes 70,000 naira minimum wage bill to hasten implementation. Bill went through first, second reading in one day.
And that story also that says Fabio apologizing to Natasha over nightclub statement. Well, Standard Times, National Assembly approves new national minimum wage. You also see that story on defamation there, 5 billion naira defamation threat. We meet in court. Onanaga replies Peter Obi on page 2.
Now to Chuksi's paper now, The Authority. It leads with the story, Dangote versus NMDPRA, how petroleum ministers saved billionaire. Experts decry blackmail of regulatory body. Additional will be drum support for refinery. And go up, you see just above the masthead, Atiku expresses support for hashtag end bad governance nationwide protest. That story is on page 3.
Nigerian Tribune looks at shelf-planned protest. Tinubu appeals to youth. Small groups pull out. IGP preaches peace, warns against anarchy. You also want to look at that story. I don't own blending plant in Malta. Kiari explains on page 8.
Now let's go to The Guardian. Beautiful graphics on the front page of The Guardian, as always. Inflation. Weak fiscal support pushes CBN to further rate hikes. Credit squeeze. See how it's illustrated beautifully there. Inflation carrying CBN and its interest rate hike away while businesses are running after. It's so hilarious, but very serious issue there. Additional backs Dangote as Kiari denies owning overseas refinery. That's on the business page on page 15.
And then let's look at Business AM this morning. Tinubu's sneaky forex windfall tax unsettles Nigerian banks. Then you also want to look at that hawkish MPC rate expectation, but African Invest, Waleke Yusuf vote hold amongst all the business stories there and on the front page newspaper.
Okay, now to the Business Times. CBN raises interest rate to 26.75% despite soaring inflation, says insecurity in food producing zones, high cost of transportation of farm produce driving inflation. Expert expresses concern on adjustment to the asymmetric corridor around MPR.
And then you also see the Business NG, old generation banks jittery as CBN targets dormant accounts. You also want to look at that. Food prices skyrocket. Beans, tomato, yam, potato up 250% in 1 year.
Okay, let's go to the Business Day now. Dangote regulator rift threatens jobs, investments, creates bad waves for Nigeria globally. That's additional. Gabon president invites Dangote to invest in cement, fertilizer.
And that is the newspaper headlines for today, 24th of July, 2024. Thank you for standing by.
Thank you for watching. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing so you won't miss out any of our latest videos.